This is Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the August 2nd meeting of the Michigan City Human Rights Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
I would like to call the meeting of the Human Rights Commission to order. And we are meeting on August 2nd at 4:30 p.m. at City Hall. So, we're going to begin our meeting, and if I could have the roll call, please.
Yes. Albertine Allen. Sojourner Atwater.
Albertine is actually excused, so if we could note that, that would be great.
Dennis Carroll.
Here.
Marty Corley. Bunny Demke.
Here.
Diana Gore.
Here.
Melody Haynes.
She's excused also.
Judy Lane.
Here.
Nancy Moldenauer.
Here.
Mary Ellen Quinn.
Here.
Tyra Robinson Walker.
Here. I should sit over there. She's all by herself. Do you want me to come over here?
You're fine. You're fine.
There's 7 present. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you all very much. I really appreciate you being here. And having a quorum means we can vote today, so that's always very exciting. So, our next item is the approval of the minutes. These are the July 2022 minutes. And does anybody have any corrections or comments for those minutes? Okay, I want to sincerely thank Tanisha for doing an excellent job with those, very, very, very much. So do I have somebody who will make a motion to approve those minutes for July?
So moved.
Judy, thank you for making the first motion. Who'll second that?
I'll second. Oh, go get Bunny.
I'll second that.
Bonnie, thank you for seconding that. All in favor, if you'll raise your right hand and say
Aye.
Okay, passes the minutes pass unanimously as presented. Thank you. Okay, and this is our time for our finance report, and please remind me we need to vote on accepting this because I always skip that. Okay, Bonnie?
The July beginning balance was $2,370.83. We received the proceeds from the Leeds fundraiser of $966.
Wow.
Yes, so our ending balance is $3,336.83.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, just really thank you to the fundraising/development committee for getting that set up, and then also a big heartfelt thanks to Leeds for choosing us as their organization to support and sponsor that month. That's really awesome. Yeah, it's amazing, and that pretty much takes care of one of our scholarships, very close. Yeah. So great job, committee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and anything else regarding the financial report?
Just the approval.
The approval of it, okay. Will somebody make a motion to approve the finance report?
I'll make that motion to approve the financial report.
Miriam, thank you. And Judy seconded that. And all approved, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay, accepted unanimously. Thank you. And I sort of did a little calculating in my mind, not exactly on paper, but in order to meet our expenses of those 2 scholarships that we give every year, we pretty much need to be bringing in an average of about $200 every month in order to be able to cover those. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's consciousness. Okay, so especially if anybody has any ideas for further give backs, then I think we could be open to those, because each pop, those usually bring us anywhere from $100 to $200 easily. And we really don't have to do a lot of work for those. So keep that in mind. If you have some ideas, then I do believe probably the Fundraising Development Committee would be open to hearing from you. Okay, good work, everybody. That is just really exciting. Okay, Executive Director's Report?
I don't have anything at this time, but I may have a couple of comments under old business.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tanisha. And we realize you're wearing two hats right now as the interim executive director for the Human Rights Commission, and then also you have your new position as director of personnel, correct? Or we call it human resources now.
Yeah.
So thank you so very much for continuing in both of those roles. Staff attorney report, Larry?
No report at this time.
Okay, thank you. And then our committee reports, we've gone ahead and we've consolidated these, okay? So for the executive committee, that is the executive committee, and I just want to give an update. Thursday is when we'll be having a closed executive session for interviewing and also determining the offer of a potential position for the executive director. Okay, the reason that's a closed session is because it deals with personnel issues. And I just want to remind all the committee members, we are not to be talking about candidates, we're not to be talking about numbers, we're not to be talking about the questions. Okay, all of that remains totally confidential because we want to be professional. And we don't want anybody to look upon how we've been handling this as less than professional. Tomorrow, I will be getting out an email to everybody that's part of the executive committee. I'll be part of the interviewing process. I will include the questions that were approved. I'm going to space those out so that everybody is able to make notes under the questions if you would like to do that. And then resumes will be attached also, okay? And I apologize for any confusion that there was during this whole process. I thought that I was sending emails out with all of the information, but obviously it sounds like maybe I haven't. So I do apologize for that. Okay, and then we're moving on to the Development Fundraising Committee. Judy?
Who is that?
That's me?
Yeah,
Is that
Judy, you're
you
the
or
chair.
Melody?
I am?
Yeah, you're the chair.
I didn't know
I
that.
think, or is
I thought
Melody?
Melody.
Is Melody?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm confused. Okay, Melody isn't here today, so I guess we won't be hearing about that. You know how I got confused, you were a liaison for both Galveston Steakhouse and Leeds Public House also, so that's why I'm confused. So Judy, you're a great committee member.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you. Okay, moving on to the Education Committee. Under that, we have placed things like Martin Luther King event, Black History Month, the Judy Huber and Hawkins Williams scholarships. And I believe the scholarships may be the only thing that there could potentially be some information regarding.
Well, I sent an email to the scholarship committee just to remind them that it still needed to be discussed. And I included on that email the information about everyone's selections. And I think that there were two that I was kind of unsure about. One person needed to give me their selection for one of the scholarships, and then another commissioner picked two people. So, but I did need that last one. I kind of hope that, I don't want to say the students' names, but I was kind of hoping that we could come to some kind of decision today, because I really like to get the information out to the students so that they could, and I don't want to make the decision myself, so I would rather, the commission or the committee kind of look this over and make a decision about it. I can go upstairs and copy the little chart and then and they can look it over and maybe talk amongst themselves, and then maybe before the end of the meeting, we could come to some kind of resolution, because if not, then we would be dealing with this into September.
So have you only not heard from one person on the committee?
Well, one of the committee members did select one person for one scholarship, but then they left the second person blank. So that kind of confused me a little bit, you know, on the selection. I mean, it's kind of clear that there's some choices. For example,
I guess the thing I'm asking is, are there clear students, is there a clear majority
yes.
for any of the students
No.
at this point?
Yes, there is.
Okay,
And I can
so
bring this
then
around.
I don't see why we need to wait for that
Okay.
missing vote, and I'll tell you why. Because that person has been notified,
Mhm.
and if they choose not to respond, then that's their choice not to respond,
Okay,
if that makes sense.
okay.
So as long as you have clear winners, you know, with more votes than anybody else, then, you know, and I do appreciate and I do respect wanting to include everybody, but if the opportunity has been presented and the person doesn't respond, then we move ahead.
We've had plenty of time to decide.
We've had plenty of time to, we've had plenty of time to
Well, not
decide.
to mention the fact that those
School's
kids are gonna be
starting very soon,
probably
yeah.
leaving next week for school. And so I think we need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I'll bring the secret ballot around, and whoever the chair is of the committee can look through it and make the announcement.
Who is the chair?
Who is Marty?
No, I'm not the chair, but I'll give it to me.
It's Marty.
I think Marty's.
Marty's the chair.
No, I don't
On the
know.
committee, but he wasn't on that, he wasn't on the selection part.
Okay, but he's chair of that committee.
Oh, okay.
All right, well,
This is just an announcement then, and then we'll vote on these two students. Do you want me to look at it?
no, I'm just saying, I think we've already made up our minds.
Yeah.
Because when we submitted who our choices were, there's no tie here.
Okay, I just wondered.
Okay, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
Do you want to just take a look and just make sure that this?
No,
I'm not on the.
We're actually,
Are you?
Yeah, I didn't
I
see
looked
the
at it. I got
scholarships.
it.
Yeah.
You can make the
Yeah.
announcement, you're the chair.
okay, I'll make the announcement
Okay.
Mary
then.
Ellen and I had the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's what
Since Nancy's chair, let's let Nancy do the honors.
I'll make the announcement, and then the commissioners will vote on the award of the scholarship to these. Okay, so for the Judy Huber Scholarship, the student who will be awarded that is Sophia Reyna.
Very nice.
Okay,
Congratulations,
so
Sophia.
congratulations to Sophia.
Okay.
And then I just want to vote for these together.
Hawkins?
The Hawkins-Williams Scholarship awardee is Christian McDaniel.
Good.
And congratulations to Christian. And just for everybody that may be watching this that isn't here today, we do award $1,000 scholarships to both of the awardees, and that means we're, putting forth $2,000 in scholarship for the continued education of high school students in Michigan City. And I do, again, want to remind everybody, this includes students in the public school, it includes students who attend Catholic schools or parochial schools or private schools, and we also consider students who have been homeschooled.
Right.
So we're not exclusive regarding, whatever high school student could be awarded this. Okay, so would somebody like to make a motion that Sophia Reyna would be approved for the Judy Huber Scholarship, and that Christian McDaniel would be approved for the Hawkins-Williams Scholarship?
I'll make that move for Sophia Reyna and Christian McDaniel to be awarded their respective scholarships.
I second that motion.
Okay, the motion was made by Mary Ellen, and it was seconded by Diana. Thank you both very much. Commissioners, if you approve of this, please raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Passes unanimously. And then, Tatanisha, will you be able to notify them?
Yes, I will.
And then we'll probably have to do a check cutting order with the
Controller's office.
Controller's office.
What I'll do is, I'll do the minutes because they need to have this, that it was voted on and it was so I'll do the minutes, and then once I process the check, I'll submit the minutes with the commission's decision on it, with all approval, along with the check. And I'll reach out to them and get all that other information taken care of.
Yay. Thank you, committee, for your serving and selecting, so we were able to award. Okay, and then I don't know if anybody else has anything else. If not, then we'll just move on to our next subcommittee. And this is community engagement. And since this is a new one, I'm just going to read off what falls under that category, just to refresh your memory. This is renter landlord, LGBTQA, SAM, SSAAM, social status for African American males, disability awareness, and then one I forgot to put down there actually would be the humanitarian of the year and the unsung hero. So we'll revisit that in old business to be able to get that under there, because that is like a community engagement piece that we're doing when we have our annual.
Right, when we have our annual
Yeah.
dinner/lunch/
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly. Okay, anybody have anything from any of those groups that I just read off?
I have something.
Yes,
The
please.
Human Rights Department received notification that Paladin is having a golf outing. It is going to be on August 10th, so I guess we got this kind of late, but it's going to be on August 10th. And they are asking for, if anyone is interested in participating. They have different levels. And I know that according to our rules and regulations, according to the commission's rules, we have to have this type of information with, I think, a 2-month grace period. So we're
I
just
think
giving
it's 45 days.
Yeah, so, but they were talking about or asking about perhaps being a sponsor. They have different levels of sponsorship. The smallest being $500, the most being $500,000.
$500,000.
So, but I just wanted, if anyone was interested, they are also taking registration if you want to be an individual or a team or sponsor a whole or sponsor a drink card or anything like that. So I have the information in case anyone's interested.
Okay, and even that $500 is above what our $200 maximum that we have with the commission. But thank you for bringing that attention to our commission, and hopefully if anybody's listening
Yes.
and they're a golfer, then maybe they would consider putting the team together and actually playing in a tournament. Okay, great. Okay, so it looks like we're done with I hope we're done with all 4 subcommittees. Okay, please tell me if I skipped over anything, because this is the first time to do this. Okay, old business, and Tanisha, you have something here?
Well, update on the executive director search. I sent an email out this morning. I'm assuming or hoping everyone else on the executive committee got the email, but I just want to let you know that one of the people that was, okay,
No, we're not doing that.
okay.
Yeah, we're not doing that. That would come under confidential information.
Okay.
Okay, and I did let everybody know tomorrow, look for that email, because I'll be sending it out, okay, with the questions and the president, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, anything else under old business? Tanisha, is this where I need to bring up the addition of the humanitarian of the year and unsung hero under the community engagement subcommittee?
Well,
Probably.
yeah, probably we
Yeah.
could just put it on record that those items will be included under that particular committee.
Okay, I know we voted on that whole package last time, so maybe we could make a motion that humanitarian of the year and the unsung hero award Unsung Hero Award be included under the community engagement.
So you're saying there'll be two new ones, humanitarian and unsung hero?
That was under the
Okay.
annual dinner,
Yeah,
those two
right.
items, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been doing them for a long time, actually,
Yeah.
several years,
But
but
not since I've been on the board.
we haven't had
Because
any,
of the,
Well, because of the
Yeah,
pandemic,
right,
but we've
right.
done this, they've done this
Oh, I
in the
know.
60s.
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for decades,
Yeah,
that, it sounds
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, we just haven't done it because we haven't had our annual banquet
Right.
for the last couple of years due to COVID.
Right.
Okay, so those of you that have come onto the commission, during the COVID years, you would not know about this. Okay, so it's not anything new, it's just including it as a purpose of the community engagement subcommittee. So would somebody make a motion to actually include those awards under the community engagement subcommittee, please?
I'll make a motion that the Community Engagement Committee should also include Humanitarian of the Year and Unsung Hero Award.
I'll second that.
Okay, Judy, thank you for making the motion. Bunny, thank you for seconding that. And commissioners, if you approve of this, would you please raise your right hand and say aye?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, anybody disapprove? Okay, passes unanimously, and thank you very much. It was really funny, I just woke up one morning and I went, oh my gosh, we forgot that. So that tells me I don't sleep at night, my brain is probably always working. Okay, new business, does anybody have any new business?
I just have a question. I was approached by someone who was wondering, how does one go about sponsoring a scholarship through the Human Rights
Their
Commission?
checkbook.
Your checkbook. But I mean, you. Well, I understand that.
Okay.
But I mean, the other two are $1,000 scholarships.
I get it, yeah.
And so I was just wondering, I said, well, if I got, I mean, do they have to submit a letter? Do they have to do, or just send in a check and say, spend it?
Okay, a point of clarification, Judy. Are they asking about supporting one of the scholarships that we already have?
I think it's more like starting another one.
Okay, then that's a different thing.
In honor of
Okay.
someone.
Yeah. So in that case, I would probably request that they put together like just a 1 or 2 page proposal.
Okay,
Okay, the name of the scholarship, the targeted student group, okay, if they have one, or if it's just a general.
I think it would be something like it is now.
That's fine
Just
too.
another one.
And then, what their level of support would be annually, on an ongoing basis.
There we go.
Okay, so 1, 2 pages maximum. And when they lay that out for us, then it would first go to the executive committee, where it would be discussed, and then we could take a look at it,
Yes.
and then decide if it's in order that we feel comfortable passing it on to the full commission for a vote.
Okay.
Can I add to that?
Yes, by all means, Tyra.
And Larry, please correct me. The scholarships that we do have are representation of, as we discussed, our mission and statement and goals. These scholarships were developed because of our past, committee members. We've always had the humanitarian, but the unsung hero, the Hawkins Award, those were representations of committee members that we had within the Human Rights Organization. And so that's how those particular scholarships got funded and came about and grew. Is there any bylaws that support us adding in addition to that?
No, we don't have any bylaws that go to that question. However, we do have an ordinance that allows us to accept donations. So we can accept donations. It would be up to the commission to decide if we wish to go that route or not. There's nothing in the bylaws that speaks to scholarships and how many we can set up. We just had a specific donation a couple months ago for the wagon. So that is possible for us to do that. But it's up to, the procedure is a good procedure. let them contact us in writing, let it go to the executive committee to take a look at it, and then the full board can make a decision.
And I think
Okay.
Nancy brought up a good point when she said that, are they gonna be the ones that sustain this every year? Because it's difficult, as you know, when we don't have our annual dinner fundraiser that we make 5,000 or 6,000, when we only have a couple thousand in our treasury to hand out, it's cutting it pretty close, so that was a good point. And thank you, Tyra.
May I ask a question, just because I'm
Yeah,
from the
absolutely.
commission? The Judy Huber and the Hawkins Daniels,
Williams.
was there an initial donation from the families, or how?
I can speak to that, I can answer about Judy Huber's family. Her sister had sent something after Judy passed away, and that was dovetailed into the disability, since she was disabled as well. That's how that got started. Okay, now as far as the Hawkins Williams, I don't remember. Tanisha, do you, Larry?
I don't specifically remember how it got.
They must have done something to, since they were both in education.
They were both in education and they were activists in our community.
Correct.
And was heavily involved in coordinating things with
Absolutely,
the human
absolutely.
rights. So that's how that started.
Actually, the Hawkins Williams Scholarship initially was the Michigan City Human Rights Commission Scholarship. It was the scholarship that the commission had. It was at the time I think it was $500. It was $500 a piece, and it was 2 scholarships that the commission itself had created and gave to the students, and it was a part of the annual dinner.
Right.
After the passing of Rebecca Williams, so the scholarship was just renamed. So it was already,
Right.
because Mr. Hawkins, I believe he was the first human rights director. And then Ms. Williams had been such an advocate in the community, she's also a past commissioner. So that particular scholarship was already with the Human Rights Department, and it was just renamed. Yes.
So we are actually not obligated then to give those scholarships each year?
We do whatever, we vote on it.
We vote on it.
We don't have any money, we
There's
can't
no
award it.
fund that is, yeah, okay.
No, if we don't have the money, we can't award the scholarships.
And I know
Unless you want to do it out of your pocket, and no one seems to want that route.
So those are not sponsored by those families then?
Not anymore.
Not feeding into them. Okay, that's,
That was, thank you.
Yes.
I think Judy Huber, that originally was sponsored by the family, maybe the initial offering of that, but ongoingly, no.
Right.
okay.
And then from what Tanisha just shared with us, Hawkins Williams family would not have been involved in the funding of that since it was already a scholarship, and it was called the Human Rights Commission Scholarship.
Give some money.
Sounds like,
Yeah, and I think that someone may have given additional dollars 1 year or 2 years or something like that. But no, the Hawkins Williams has always been a part of the human rights, just like the humanitarian of the year. They went hand in hand. The two went hand in hand.
Okay, and thank you for that valuable history. That helps us understand the progression. And I do remember at one point in time when I was pretty new in the commission, we were really short of funds, and we actually talked about cutting both of those down to $500 each. And it ended up that we didn't have to. Somehow we found the funds, but really it's up to us annually to decide if we're giving those in the amount that we give.
And if for whatever reason we chose to rename them, we could,
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing that we
we could if we wanted to,
Yeah, since they're not being funded by those families any longer. Okay.
I don't think.
No, but
Well, I
I
don't
mean,
think
that
we
might
can-
be informative for whoever it is that is interested and they understand.
I don't think we'll do that. I really don't think we'll do that, because
I think
it's,
that's-
we're honoring those people.
Sure.
and
I just think
all
from the
of-
standpoint of whoever this generous person is, that perhaps it would not be an annual thing if we,
Then we do it one time.
yeah.
Okay,
We just need to be clear.
yeah, thanks.
Okay, any other questions or comments about the high school scholarships that we give? Okay, these are all really excellent questions, so thank you for asking and inquiring about these. It's good to
Helps all
know.
of us.
Absolutely good to know. Okay, any other new business? Okay, then we're down to the part, it's called Commissioner Comments, and this is the opportunity for you as a commissioner to comment on or share information or whatever we did not get our events done on here yet, okay. Okay, so if anybody had, and this can be a personal thing that's been on your mind or you've been thinking about, or, it could be something regarding one of our communities that you've heard is in need, or, whatever, this is the time to do that. Okay, does anybody have anything that they'd like to share?
You'll find at the back of your packet, Mrs. Allen asked that we share the information about the 10-year celebration gala for the Michigan City Commission for Women. It is going to be held Friday, August 26th. It's going to be at the Orek Shrine on 3848 Frontage Road from 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And tickets are $75 per person. And let me see here. She included a list of guest speakers, and there's going to be a spoken word performance, and there will also be live music. So, and if you are going to attend, they ask that you please RSVP by August 12th of this month.
To whom?
Let's see here. Checks can be mailed to Charlene Livesey.
Livesey.
Thank you, Livesey. I just call her Char, I'm sorry.
You just call her Cheryl, that's fine.
Okay, and then the memo, please specify that it's the Commission for Women. Then phone payments can be made, you can contact City Hall, to the Commission for Women as well. And then there is also a P.O. Box. Did you want me to read the P.O. Box out?
Yeah, by all means, because that's how people can get checks to the Michigan City Commission for Women, if you're interested in attending or becoming one of the sponsors also.
The P.O. Box for the Commission for Women is P.O. Box 357, Michigan City, Indiana, 46361, and to the attention of Charlene, and that's SHARLENE, Livesey, and that's LIVESAY.
How do you spell it? L-I-B or L-I-P?
LIV, V as in Victor.
Oh, L-I-V.
ESAY.
Oh, okay, listen, okay.
And Charlene with an S.
And thank you for bringing that up, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And sponsorships went all the way from like $250, which includes 2 seats to the event, $1,500, one table of 8 seats, and then we have a $3,000 sponsorship with one table of 8 seats, and that includes print, social media, and verbal recognition at the event. So.
Tasha,
Yes.
in reference to the Civil Rights Conference, my laptop is not loading for whatever. Did you get any emails on it? Because I think it emails that it's in South Bend.
Yeah, they moved it to South Bend. What I can do is I can go online, and it kind of got lost in
Well, I got the email, I didn't know.
and it's going to be in South Bend this year. The South Bend Human Rights Department is working with them on that,
Okay.
and so they're going to have it in South Bend. I think it's going to be in person.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to do that, and I'll email you all information about it.
Okay. Sorry, I would have pulled it up and said all that, but it won't load. It's spinning.
And I just wanted to
I don't have the dates with me. I'll forward that as well.
jumping back, I do want to go back to the Michigan City Commission for Women's 10-year celebration gala. And the speakers are Sharon Carnes, who was the first president of the Michigan City Commission for Women, Patricia Boy, who is now Indiana State Representative. She was one of the Michigan City Commission for Women's founders, and of course, she served as a city council member for several years, and Sheila Brilson Mateus, and she right now is a LaPorte County Commissioner. She was the first female, and I should say only female, mayor of Michigan City up until this point in time. So those are our 3 guest speakers, and I believe you would love to hear from all 3 of them. They're definitely leaders and beacons and mentors for many people in our community. Okay. Okay, thank you. And then we're to the point. Okay, before I move away from commissioner comments, I want to be sure everybody's had the opportunity to share if you have anything that you would like to share. Okay, great. And now we're moving down to public comment. Is there anybody present who would like to make public comment today?
We do have a guest.
I know we have a guest, and we don't make our guests share unless they want to. Would you like to? Okay, thank you very much. And then, are there any announcements for events that we haven't announced already? Any events coming up? Okay, great. That means I'm calling for adjournment, and I know I don't need to do this, but I'd love to do this. So we are now at 5:07. And would somebody like to make a motion to adjourn our meeting? So move. Judy, thank you for making the motion. Pastor Carol, thank you for seconding that. All in favor, commissioners, would you raise your right hand?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you all for your work that you do between these meetings, because we do have things that happen, and we're moving forward with fundraising, new development committee, and people, weighing in on scholarship awards and everything else. So heartfelt thanks from me, and I know Tatanisha also for your willingness to serve and support our community. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.